Thank you. I'll look at this this time. Hello. How are you?
It's part of the consent. I told you this.
We'll call this meeting to order and if the clerk would be troubled to go ahead and call the roll.
Counselor Hildebrand,
Present.
Counselor Marugo,
Here.
Counselor Johnson,
I'm here.
Counselor Gass,
President.
Counselor Arnold,
Disconnect.
Counselor Cavan,
Here.
Counselor Halverson,
Disconnect.
Counselor Corn,
Here.
Counselor Moore,
I'm here.
and Counselor Oropesa.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. We have Counselor Halverson and Arnold that are kind of on a little executive tour working on the police station, but it always gives us another opportunity for an energetic prayer from Counselor Moore and a pledge of allegiance by Counselor Oropesa. Yes, sir. Please stand. It doesn't matter.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank allowing each and every one of us to be here this evening. Father God, we just thank you for being our all in all and answering prayer. Father God, we ask a special blessing for the Roswell family and the laws that continue to strengthen up and build them up, God. Watch over our police departments and our fire departments and military, God. In the name of Jesus, keep us safe from all hurt, harm, and danger. Father God, as we go into this meeting, touch our mind, open up our hearts and our minds and our understanding, that we may do things for you in your life and for the people of our city. Continue to keep us, watch over Roswell, watch over New Mexico, in the name of Jesus. Lord, we just thank you and praise you. Amen.
Amen. Welcome. I hope everybody's getting out of the heat. You know, it seems like it's a little strange, but 104, 105, it's been, it's roasting weather, so we're doing very well. And, so it's good now, Lord, we had the pledge, so now we have for approval of the agenda, item 1 on today's Counselor Corn.
Mr. Mayor, we need to go item 13 on consent agenda.
Item 13.
It's at the bottom, so when I move it, just pull it off of consent.
So we move it, we would move it down to be the first item off the agenda. You just want to take it off the consent agenda.
Correct.
Okay, so
So the consent items that will be voted on when we get to that point is 3 through 12.
okay, we'll move that down to the, well, would that be, okay, that would have to move down to item 19. And so it'd be 13 now becomes, right in front of item
Why do you move it down there, just leave it where it's at? Make it the first order of business after the consent agenda.
Well, we're just trying to get action items, new business or action items together. If you would prefer that, if it would make you feel excited and happy, so we don't speak all day because, you know, it's hot. We'll go ahead, okay. Then the proper motion would be to, you would move items 3 through 12, move to be approved by the consent agenda.
13.
Pardon? Not 13, it would not be on the consent agenda.
Right.
It would, so you do 3 through 12.
True.
Okay. We have a motion by Councilor Corn for item, to approve items 3 through 12 to be for the consent agenda.
Second.
We gotta approve the agenda first, Mr. Mayor, as amended.
That's his motion. Oh, you were supposed to do that first, okay. All right, all those in favor, for item 1, approve the agenda by Councilor,
As amended.
as amended by Councilor Corn, and seconded by Councilor, Hildebrand. Wasn't that right? Who seconded?
I did.
That's what I thought too, okay.
I'll let them find your own business, Mr. Mayor.
All right, and, so we approve, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? You want a roll call?
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll call the roll, please.
Counselor Hildebrand,
Aye.
Counselor Marujo,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson.
Aye.
Counselor Gass,
Yes.
Counselor Arnold, Counselor Cavan,
Yes.
Counselor Halverson. I think they're online, but I don't know if they can hear us or not. Counselor Corn,
Yes.
Counselor Moore,
Yes.
Counselor Oropesa.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay. Now, for approval, we would, for Councilor Corn,
Thank
for item 2 on the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move the adoption of consent agenda items 3 through 12. Second.
And that was Councilor Marujo, second. So on a motion by any further discussion? On a motion by Councilor Corn, second by Councilor Marujo, if the clerk could call the roll to, for approval of the consent agenda.
Counselor Hildebrand,
Aye.
Counselor Marujo,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson,
Yes.
Counselor Gass,
Yes.
Counselor Cavan,
Yes.
Counselor Corn,
Yes.
Counselor Moore,
Yes.
Counselor Oropesa.
Yes.
Motion passes 8-0.
Okay. So now we put that down. Next. So we go to item 12.
13.
14, item 13.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If I could, I'd like to yield to Councilor Gass.
Pages 149 through 154 are irrelevant. They were prior budgets. What we did is pass page 155 through 157 is our budget for next year. And, I don't know if it matters. It says any cash balances on each one is 630.25. That's supposed to be 630.27, but that's the budget that we passed at that meeting.
So you would strike, can you give us the page numbers?
So page number 149 to 154 should not be included in the minutes.
Strike pages 149 through
154.
Okay, is there any further discussion on the motion? Very much self-explanatory.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilor Corn, And second by,
Yes.
Councilor Gas. Any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
We can do a voice vote on the minutes.
There's a box here where you want a roll call or a voice, and they're not checked, so I'm always trying to help you and accomplish what you do. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the two who aren't here? So I guess that would make by a vote of 6 in the affirmative. Eight, okay, 8 affirmative, none in negative. And these two are absent. Okay. Now, on action item, airport, updates, Omar.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. So I'm here to do the airport update, to give you guys some insight as to what's going on. Tonight, though, it's gonna be a lot like Miss Bobby. It's gonna be short and sweet. And I'm not trying to suck up or anything. First, I'm gonna start off with our inspection that we had last month. On the inspection, we did very well on the inspection. Out of the 14 items that we did get, I guess, a finding on, maybe 4 or 5 of them were actually airport related. The other ones were for the fuel farms and the ARF trucks. One of them was that we had missing bolts in some of the fixtures and the lights that are out there. So they recommended that we go through every light that's out there on the airfield, replace the bolts that are missing, and then they also recommended that we buy a torque machine so we can torque every bolt that's out there. So I don't know if you know how many lights are out there at the airfield. It's quite a bit of lights that they're gonna have to be torquing on. The other thing that we got hit on was that some of our lights on the threshold were misaligned. So during the inspection, we went in and we aligned those. Another big one was when it came down to, we had some taxiway markings that needed to be repainted, because just like everything else, I came to council, I can't remember, like 3 or 4 months ago, asked you guys to get approval to paint some of the markings. So the other markings that we didn't address, those are what were on the list. Those are Mike, Golf, and Hotel. So we're gonna start working on that next fiscal year, start getting that painted, and pretty soon we'll have the whole airfield painted. I mean, little things like, let me see here. We have some, where Taxiway Lima's going in, right, at the BLM. They have some barricades that were up, and I guess the barricades were a little bit too far apart. So that was one of the other findings that we had. Like I said, there was nothing big, nothing extravagant. We pretty much got everything fixed that we need to fix, aside from the painting. I'd like to move on to some of the pictures I have. So this right here is what I came to council and asked for help with. These are the markings on the taxiways. They were pretty faded. They weren't yellow anymore, and the black wasn't really black. Black was almost gray, and the yellow was pretty faded. The next slide is, these are the hold markings at 1735, and those were peeling. They were coming up. This is what Desert West did for us, and I know the questions were asked if Desert West was capable of doing it, and they came through and they showed us that they're doing it. They've also said that they're going to go out and buy a bigger machine, so that way they could do more a lot quicker, because right now they did it with the little walk behind painters. I don't know if you've seen, kind of like they do with the crosswalks. So they were out there for quite a while, and they did a pretty good job on that. And the next one should be the runway. This is runway 321. That middle one is what the edge lines used to look like, and you can see right there that they're pretty faded. The first one is after they painted it. And then, so we're running into a problem at the Air Center. I don't know if you guys have you been out to the Air Center lately, which is kind of a good problem, I guess, to have, but it's a problem nonetheless. And the next slide is the parking at the Air Center. All of the parking spots have been pretty full. Bless you. All of the parking spots have been pretty full. And as you can see, people are starting to park into the grass now. So we're going to look at some more options as to get new parking out there at the airfield, which, like I said, it's a problem, but it's a good problem to have, right?
Are there, out there on that big place, the lot, it's north of the east side, there's one big lot there.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of, there used to be a lot of millings and stuff out by the highway on Highway 70, and if you could haul that in and mix that in, you could probably make that whole lot
Right.
a good parking lot.
And I know we had in the past, we had some projects and they never happened. With the new parking lot that we did, they were gonna do the parking lot just north of it, I guess right next to the youth challenge, and that never got paved. And that lot, I believe, was supposed to get paved as well, and that one's right next to the DOT training center. But I mean, there's a lot of land out there, and I agree with you. You know, we're gonna explore options to get more parking out there.
And I would also on your runway, it looks like they did a real good job putting the numbers on there, but maybe you should put an arrow and say land here.
We can do that. Put some land here on the you talking the parking lot?
No, I'm talking about where they land short of the.
Oh, you're talking about NATO. Yes. We did have them. They did land a little bit short of the runway a couple weeks ago, and they took out a few of our lights. I think they're like maybe 10, 12 feet short. That was interesting. And that was on the 13,000 foot runway too. So next I have a report from United. United went ahead and sent me their numbers for last month. And right now their departures are at 1,740 and their arrivals are at 1,869. Which the 1,740 puts us right about 56%. Which is the month before that they were at 643, and the month before that, so it's rising. So it's getting more. We're getting more and more passengers in using United. And finally, I have a report. I know y'all were pretty interested last month about the bar and grill. For the month of May, the bar made $11,264.80, which again they're starting to increase as well. The month before that was $8,000. The month before that was $6,000. So we're seeing a steady increase in the bar and the grill. A lot of it is probably due to we do have all the beer and liquor now in the bar. So I think that's what's helping out a lot. And I stand for questions.
Anyone have any questions? Councilor Rulo.
On the parking, do we charge them for that parking, or is that all free?
We don't charge for parking, no. I know Ms. Bobby and I have talked about that, but we don't charge for parking. It's all free.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any further comments? Thank you, next. Fred, John, thank you very much. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, honorable members of the council. Thank you again for the opportunity. So I took the liberty of people's places a copy of this year's poster for you to enjoy, hang, and have, and we have some extra copies down here. They are, as we speak, being distributed throughout the town, and many of the merchants have been delighted to have these and rack cards available talking about the event. At the least, we're very pleased with the way the poster came out this year. I think it does a good job of combining the fact that we will have all 7 classes plus the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. Not surprisingly, as we've now entered June, I don't know how we got here already, but we are. Ramping up coordination has been critical. The university, working with Dr. Powell and Bobby, had a meeting today that I was lucky enough to be able to attend to make certain that many of the things the university does to support the event are working well. They too, in addition to improvements the airport facility have been making improvements on their own land, because we use some of their parking facilities along with the city-owned facilities to be able to park the people coming. And rather than anticipate one of the questions, I'll jump ahead and say it's our pleasure to be reimbursing the city $1 for each of the parking areas we use, and we similarly reimburse the university each day. So it's a small but important fundraising source. In talking to the university, because this year the Roswell school system will be in session when we have our STEM program. We had over 5,000 students last year. The current belief is we may beat the old Reno record of 8,200 and have as many as 10,000 students over the period exposed to the STEM program. And the university is committed to helping us have even more hands-on exhibits for the kids to work on. And then, as Bobby reminded them when we were meeting, when the Thunderbirds are here, they have a special program for kids with special needs to come out to the Thunderbirds Pavilion and spend time with the Thunderbirds to do swag, meet and greets, and get autographs. Similarly, tomorrow, Bobby and Omar are organizing a meeting with the airport staff to work on other coordination issues, and I want to thank the airport for their continued efforts to make improvements in the facilities. They have successfully gotten a contractor to fix the small problems left over in front of the grandstands for the handicap ramps, and they are now look perfect. Thank you very much, and appreciate your staying on top of it. Pilot registration is open. We anticipate over 110 to 120 aircraft this year with the return of sport and unlimited. We have 2 weeks to go, and I'll tie it to ticketing. Ticketing continues to grow, but at a slower pace in the last couple of weeks. And my belief is that many of our long-term fans are waiting until we announce the full lineup of racers who are ready to come. So I have to get through this Friday and next Friday, and then we'll have that. I expect ticketing will take off. As we've advised the Unlimited and Sport class, their decision to pull out, particularly the Unlimited, at the last minute, cost us a lot of trust amongst their fan base. They can't believe that we didn't know about it somehow in advance. no matter how much I tell them how illogical that is. Because God knows if I'd known the Olympics were going to pull out early, we'd have made different plans. But all of that combined, paid advertising just started last week in many of our key markets out Santa Fe, Phoenix, West Texas, all the way to Dallas, and upwards of Oklahoma. Our sort of long drive time markets are very important to us. And obviously with the United Connection, the American Connection, the Dallas and Colorado markets are important. So as a result, I expect we will be running ahead of ticketing about 3 weeks from compared to a year ago. Because remember, a year ago, everybody believed we would have everybody on party. So I thank you very much. I'll be delighted to take any questions. I'm back for a couple of weeks, then I'll be back again in July. But in August, believe it or not, my daughter, which I can't understand, is about to turn 40 on August 10th. So on the 11th, I'm going to be here, and I'll be here straight through the race. But again, I cannot thank you as a council for your and the city's support, and particularly what Bobby at the airport and OR now are continuing to do going forward. Thank you. I'll take any questions if there are any.
Any questions of Mr. Tillman? Carl? Okay, now for Roswell.
Mr. Tillman, thank you for all you do for the air show, air races. If anybody does not go to this, they're missing out. It's a great show, and I appreciate all your work you're doing.
Well, I appreciate it. Oh, there is one last thing I want to. May I make a request? This will be in the newspaper for the moment, but I've wanted to do something for the citizens, particularly of Roswell and the immediate area. And the difficulty is, as you know, anytime you put in a QR code, it goes all over. You can't control it. So we've been reaching out to farmers market, and if they are interested, Albertson, we're looking at providing ticketing for Roswell and surrounding area communities that will be probably between 20 to 25% off our normal rates for residents locally. And we used to do this in Reno, working through the Scolari grocery chain. So I think farmers will be a great partner. But believe it or not, I've had a hard time getting through to them recently. So I've sworn that if I have to camp out on a doorstep, I'm going to do it. But I want to make certain that as many people in the local community have, to your point, and the opportunity to come and enjoy the races, whether for one day or more than one day. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your support.
Thank you. Any further comments? Questions? Thank you, Mr. Tillman.
Thank you.
Next, well, I don't know how to start this one off. How do we do Assistant Chief Taylor, we call him Sheriff-elect, or do we call him landslide?
You call me anything but like the
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I would just tell you that metal is, I know it is metal, but metal is going to be.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, that's Kathy's voice. I haven't got a gold star in my hair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, City Council members.
Thank you very much for this very work.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you all for allowing me to be here this evening and to speak on the behalf of the Roswell Police Department and Chief Aldana. This is a very important measure for us to acknowledge and be able to honor our officers when they do exceptional items, create exceptional
duties. And I would like to introduce you to Detective Matthew Shepard, if he would come up. I'm sorry, yes, sir, come on up. So, Mayor and council members, this is Detective Matthew Shepard. He's one of our exceptional detectives. He was an exceptional officer on patrol. He's proven to be an exceptional detective. And tonight we're here to honor him and provide an award for a over-the-top action that he took upon himself during a call. And I will read the items that gives the perception of what took place. On September 16th, 2025, Officer Shepard responded to 2501 North Main, the Allsup's Country Club in Maine, regarding a report of a male physically assaulting a female outside of the business. The caller also indicated the male may have been armed with a firearm. Officer Shepard arrived promptly and began searching for the suspect. He located the male hiding near the dumpsters and issued verbal commands for him to place his hands behind his back. The suspect immediately fled on foot, reached down towards his waistband, and recognizing the potential threat, Officer Shepard alerted responding officers that the suspect was possibly armed. During the ensuing foot pursuit, the suspect produced a firearm and pointed at Officer Shepard. In response to his immediate and lethal threat, Officer Shepard discharged one round from his service weapon, striking the suspect and effectively stopping the threat. Immediately following the use of force, Officer Shepard transitioned to rendering aid to the suspect until additional personnel arrived. The suspect was taken into custody and subsequently arrested. Officer Shepard's actions during this incident demonstrated exceptional courage, professionalism, and sound judgment under rapidly evolving and life-threatening circumstances. Faced with an armed suspect, he acted decisively to protect himself, the fellow officers, and the public. His immediate transition from force to life-saving measures further exemplifies the highest standards of law enforcement service. Based on his actions, Officer Shepard is awarded with the Medal of Valor. This is the second highest award given by the Roswell Police Department. Awarded to a department member for exceptional bravery at imminent risk of serious bodily injury, the recipient having demonstrated exceptional courage during a voluntary course of action in an extremely dangerous situation. That describes the incident that took place. You've got to understand that our officers face numerous situations, and Counselor Cavan, you can attest to that. These guys go out day in, day out, and they never know what they're going to face. The reality of it is, we never know if we're going to come home. But in his actions, in his training, in his reactions, Officer Shepard did an exceptional and very brave and courageous situation. A lot of people will say, well, that's part of the job. Well, when you have somebody pointing a gun at you and you have a split-second choice to make a choice that could change your life or anybody else's life, you only have that split second, and you have to make sure that you do your job, you revert to your training, and you do the best you can for yourself, for your fellow officers, and for your citizens. And this is one of our exceptional officers. He's one of our newer detectives, and he's proven himself to be an exceptional detective. He's going to be very well thought of throughout his entire career, not based off of this, but because of him, his personality, and his character, and his service to our community. So, Mr. Mayor, if you would come down, we would be honored if you would. This is the Medal of Valor that is awarded to Officer Shepard. It's a very prestigious award, and congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You deserve it greatly.
Come over here just so
Yes.
you can get
Oh, let me get out of your way.
On behalf of the citizens of Roswell, and, you know, I went through this with Officer Cavan, and I want to thank you on behalf of the citizens for keeping our place in our community safe. I want to thank you on behalf of your fellow officers for keeping them safe. And I'm glad that you learned well and you practice your profession to the best of your ability. And for that, we are eternally grateful to you. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's also a certificate that we provide to our officers during this time as well. It's from the Roswell Police Department that's certified that Officer Matthew Shepard has been recognized with this Medal of Valor in acknowledgement and appreciation of your exceptional valor and bravery with great risk to personal safety while demonstrating personal courage and selfless actions during the incident that took place on September 16th, 2025.
Thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
yes. We'll get up here and get some pictures.
So, is your family, you have any family
Yes,
members
please.
here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Mom, you wanna join? Dad, you want to? Gotta go. Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well, your little one's going out the door pretty quick. He was really ready to go.
Yes, sir.
I've been watching him, so I'm not watching.
Yes, sir. My son's very, very, energetic. Just up here.
Wherever you want to sit.
Wherever you wanna go. There's like, center yourself up. Come on.
Thank you for raising such a fine son. You know, that's good. He had the integrity to do exactly what he's right, and what he's told. He did a good job. Thank you.
Chief, they can get in? Not getting all of them in, but I'm, they're just one on the sides.
What if you did say more?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, good job, appreciate it.
We appreciate your guys' support. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, and congratulations on your victory as well. Thank you. Okay, thank you all for coming. Next, we have Sing It, Sling It, and Fling It. Got a good crowd.
Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you so much for having me today. The president of None of This World Flag Football, we were the ones that just finished up our 5th year playing flag football out here at Cielo Grande. I want to read a couple different notes that was sent to me after the tournament from people afar. There are a couple guys that travel in from Colorado to play. One of them, I think they play together on one team, but then they play, against each other on another team. But, these notes came in at 2 separate times. I want to read these, and then I also want to offer a small gift to you guys. Kenny Arthur from Colorado. In my experience as a traveling competitive flag football player, Roswell Sci-Fi or Sling It Fling It tournament is hands down the best tournament I have ever experienced. not only as an athlete, but also as a visitor to your community. The competition is top-notch. The event coordinators show true commitment and dedication to the athletes and our love for this sport. It is always bittersweet feeling when the tournament comes to an end, but I know that in 364 days, I'll be coming back to compete and enjoy the community. Thank you for having me, Sci-Fi team. I look forward to seeing you all next year. Kenny. The next one is from a gentleman named Pat Yonda. I've actually known Pat for several years. We played against each other back when it was Hike It, Spike It, and then we became friends when we started putting the tournament on here. Sling It, Fing It staff, just wanted to tell you guys thanks again for putting on a great tournament last weekend. We had so much fun. We play all kinds of tournaments all over the country: USA Flag, Smash Mouth, MC, FFU, Weekend Warriors, and X Flag. But Sling It, Fling It is the best. It definitely is our favorite tournament to go to. I'm glad that you guys took it over and are running it. I appreciate what you guys do and put into it, and I can tell you that you really care about putting together a high-quality tournament and care about the teams that enter. It is super organized, as always. The fields were spectacular, and that's thanks to Parks and Rec. They take care of the facility out there at Cielo Grande very good. And the prizes were great. I know you guys put in a lot of hard work. I run my own tournaments here in Denver, and I have worked at Triple Crown Sports, where we have tournaments with 300 plus teams, so I know everything that goes into it. Anyway, great job again this year. Keep up the good work. Let me know if I can ever do anything to help. I am definitely trying to recruit more teams from the Denver area to come down. I tell them all the time, once you come down, you'll get hooked and you'll come down every single year. We will definitely be back for Sci-Fi 2027, Pat. So those are two people, like I said, that they play together. They both travel and play a lot of flag football. And the words mean a lot to myself and my team that we do put on, a world-class tournament. I've been to many tournaments myself all over the country. Nobody does it like we do it here. And so with that, I want to thank City Council for entrusting us to continue the tradition of flag football in Roswell. We were playing flag football way before it was as popular as it is today. So we're going to continue to grow, continue to be big. There was a gentleman, or actually two guys, that came in this year that haven't been since Hike It. One of them said it felt just like old times. Another guy came from Amarillo, and he works with the guy from Dallas-Fort Worth. That they work together on many tournaments around the country, and they're starting something big within flag football itself now that the sport is actually taken off. It may be something that we jump on here in the state. It may be something that we jump on with the tournament when it involves the kids. And so we might see some different shifts and stuff in that, but we'll see what next year holds, and we look forward to it if you guys will allow us. And with that said, I have a couple things for you guys.
How many participants you had in your tournament?
Athletes, I think we pushed about 700 athletes, between 650 and 700 teams. I think we were one or two teams shy of the 100-yard or the 100 team mark. So we were just shy of the triple number there.
Did you have any problems with hotels or bookings or fees?
We didn't. We actually teamed up with a couple hotels here in town. One of them, they gave us a 10-room block that changed to 15 and then changed to 20. I think all 20 rooms were full. The other hotel we haven't been with, but we're actually getting with those guys as we speak because we have the lodgers tax stuff coming up for us too. So. Sorry, they're kind of turned over there a little bit. Let's see here.
Right. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I've seen one of these sometime. It was 54.
We're trying. So I'll have you guys here in a second, there is a little something in there. Some of you guys may find it before, but. Yes, sir, thank you. No, but it's interesting, we got two Texas, Colorado, and we had a handful of players from Arizona.
Is it like this teacher choose? Sounds from C.
Yes, I do. So some of you guys have already opened them and probably saw that, but if you open up those rings and the top actually comes off, and there's a little Easter nugget in there for you guys.
That's good.
That's nice. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Mr. Brandon.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, guys. Any questions?
Great job, thank you. How late do you play?
We try to get everybody out, especially with it graduation weekend. Friday we do registration from about 4 to 6, or 3 to 7, 3 to 6. Try to get them out for graduation, and then Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday we only play till about 4 or 5 o'clock. We try to get everybody out, but for graduations and stuff at night.
Would lights help?
Would lights help? I mean, if we played Friday night, but I don't foresee that happening unless we bring back a show me the money type of tournament.
Okay. I just, even Connie at lights over there, that Cielo Grande for the soccer field.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we're going to start looking at, with the help of you guys, is the sound system and stuff out there. Getting sound where we can play music throughout the tournament and stuff. So it might quiet down some of the music that we don't need out there with kids and stuff. So.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, next, Well, next we have the Goddard baseball team. They did it. They did it. They did it.
Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you guys for having us. That's not quite the whole team. I know there's a few missing. We actually got 12 at tournaments right now in Albuquerque and Colorado. They're already getting ready for next year. We got a few on vacation, but they all kind of give you their apologies for not making it here. But it is one of those things where it almost is like next year, which is kind of crazy. But just to recap the year that we had, the boys went 24-7. Of their 7 losses, 4 were to 5A schools that were bigger than us. 1 was to a school in El Paso that was like the Dominican junior national team. And the other 2 were to Artesia. And so we ended up playing 5 total games against Artesia. They beat us twice. We beat them twice. And then the third wave victory for us was the state championship game. The one goal we did not accomplish this year was the district title, which Artesia got, but we figured the blue trophy looks better in our trophy case than it does in their orange. So. Also, the thing we're probably the most proud of is from the varsity JV and C team as an entire program, we ended the school year with a 3.63 GPA as well. So they're champions in the classroom too. But thank you guys for having us. We had 6. We had 6 seniors. So
6 seniors, good job.
Congratulations. It's always a great thing.
Walking over the blue ones today.
He's doing good. We got look out first next year.
Baseball season, everybody else? Dominic was really good.
Hey, up the, they're from El Paso, but they had 8 Dominicans on their team.
Just hold it down.
Second.
KSVP told us they had people from Puerto Rico logging in.
More recruiting.
These are better than ones I took us. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, they, that's what they lost in our tournament. They have,
Set your feet over.
One more.
similar.
Thank you.
That's the third name change. It used to be Faith Christian, then it was, no, it was, they changed names 3 times. Every time they get caught doing something, they just kind of.
Don't forget. Hey, great job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mayor, Coach, overall,
Sir.
I had the privilege of being there at the game, and it was a great game. Y'all were down at the beginning, it was quick, y'all kept on coming back. Great job, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Every game they had to come from behind or walk something off, so it was a fantastic, and it felt very, very special. So we haven't won it since 2017, and that was my first one in 17 years as a head coach, so just gotta get that first one right, and the next ones keep coming after.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Employee out-of-state travel, number 18, this is for information only. And
Mr. Mayor, I did want, last month, there was some disclarity. The reimbursements for $1,500 were not actually reimbursements. They're per diem based. So that was a clerical error that the person who wrote the letters didn't understand the difference between. So it was a timely report.
okay, so everybody has that, out-of-state travel on, so you can see it here on, from the police department, the fire department, and the museum, so we're pretty well. And, so, okay, is there any questions about any of the out-of-state travel? Okay, public participation, have we had anybody sign up, Madam Clerk?
No, sir, we have no.
No sign-ups, okay. Is there anyone that would care to speak? Anyone that would care to speak? Okay, okay, next, so now we have. Okay. Now we have, approval of the minutes of the special city council meeting. Item 13.
Already did it.
Already did it? Oh, 19, okay. Okay, recommendation, here the recommendation I had from the Roswell Museum Board, and, these were people that I had worked with the museum on getting about their recommendations about who to be there. Mr. Gillespie is, has been very active with the museum, and it was one of their high recommendations. Bailey Call is a artist, and she's worked at the college, and she's worked at Sydney, and she's very well known around town. And so everybody knows who she is, and then the flood recovery task force with Michael Sick. Well, that's 20. I better wait on that. There's 19 first. If there's anyone has any questions on those individuals. Okay. Councilor Corn.
Mr. Chairman, on the, I'm getting caught up here, I got these, applications. I won't say who in the control now. Look, Mr. Sanchez, so did you recruit these people or did they just walk in the door?
There are people that, for the Board of Trustees for the museum, I did not recruit them. They were people that we have applications of someone who wants to be on a position, and they fill out the paperwork, and then we vested with the museum, and we look at their qualifications about how well they're qualified. I can't for like I didn't have my papers in the car. Mr. Kaleski, he was someone that had been very active in the museum. Ms. Call, I had met her at Sidney Gutierrez, and she was an art teacher there, and she's done a lot of art work throughout the schools, and she's very active in the field, into schools and the art community, and she's someone that is highly beneficial, I think, in adding art in the schools and bringing art to the museum and bringing the two of them together. She's very strong in that. And that's what I had there.
So these came from the museum people? And look.
Yes, and people who had, if someone expressed an interest,
application. I don't have a whole lot of trouble with either one of those for the museum. That's just me. Because several other people here that might have different opinions, so.
we have quite a few positions out there. It's just like the cemetery board. The cemetery board's one of those boards that's very difficult to get people to belong that aren't in the cemetery business. And you know, we sort of trying to get that so that it's not controlled by one mortuary or the other. Balance.
After that, cemetery, I understand it wrong.
Ron, would you like to be on the board?
No.
I'm sure we'd really dig it if you got on.
Do I get to pick my spot?
Yeah, as long as we can cover it up.
Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, we do, because our auditing, they do that too, and make sure we're.
You ready for a motion on these two?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the appointment of Valinsky and Tall to the museum board.
Second. There's a motion by Corn, a second by Gavin. Any further discussion? Would you like us to vote?
Voice vote.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
There was one opposed, is that?
Counselor Helm.
Are we approved? Are you approved?
Counselor Arnold, can I hear you?
Is there just one of you there? Well.
What?
How many of you are voting?
Christina and Juliana.
Okay, and you're both voting yes, okay.
Counselor Arnold, can I hear your voice?
Hold on, wait, hold on. There you go, okay. Hello, Christina, yes. Okay.
Motion passes 10-0.
And you know, I don't know if she was saying yes because it was Christina or yes to both. You know, okay, but we'll go ahead and give her the benefit of the doubt because it seemed very difficult to get her to vote. Okay, moving right along to item 20. And item 20 was approval of the selection for the New Mexico Flood Recovery Task Force as follows. And it was for Michael Sanchez. Michael Sanchez, I believe he's pretty well qualified. He'll have quite a bit of knowledge in the area because he works for Plateau Wireless. And I think in their constructions, and I thought they would have a great deal of knowledge about the damage that was done because they've had to repair an awful lot of lines and work. And that's one of the reasons why I thought he was a good individual. because of his employment.
Mr. Mayor, is this for a 4-year term or a 2-year term? Because we marked both of them
No, this will be a 2-year term from June 12, 2026 to March 31st of 28. I believe they can have 8 years. Is that right? On anything, or they can have more years if one of them's a 2-year term. They can have
10 years.
That's right. That's the way these work.
Well, I was just curious because they marked both of them down.
Is there a number next? Did I strike out the other position?
I don't know, I don't see anything but an addition or somebody's addition to me.
This one here says he's on a 2-year term.
Okay. So, was he recruited by you or did he just walk in the door?
He was not recruited by me.
So how did he find us or do you have any?
Madam Clerk,
Mayor, if I may, Mike is great to recommended him and he filled out the application. Or he told him about the petition, he filled out.
Well, my concern is that this flood task force is pretty important thing. Not quite the same as the cemetery stuff, because once they're done, eventually they'll be done, and we won't need them to be done. And hopefully they get all the work done that they need to get done while we're there. And I see that he's employed by Hotel. And he's got to be a good guy, he's trying to stand up. But it says here that he's the business services supervisor, so you think he was out surveying the damage or the repair they've done to their equipment?
Counselor, I don't think, if he's a business services supervisor, I would think he would be someone who would be in charge of, making sure that the services are provided to all their constituents. To all their clientele that they have business with, but Plateau also, it has services, all over, the southeastern New Mexico and Roswell.
Well, they're my service provider. Pardon? They're my service provider.
They're our office service provider. I wish I could get other places too.
Yeah, they brought me fiber finally, which is great, hopefully. I don't have any problem with the company, I'm just kind of curious. You know, if he was out there surveying the damage and assigning work orders and stuff, that's one thing. He's sitting in the office trying to calm customers as a business manager, that's something else. So how do you?
This is directed towards the city manager. That resolution that put forth I believe it's a resolution that put forth the flood recovery task force. It listed the qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that this individual fits those qualifications?
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem Emeritus, based on the application, I don't really have enough information to opine on that.
And we say we're always going to follow our ordinances and resolutions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I'm not picking on this individual. What I'm saying here is, just follow the resolution of the task force.
Right, what I'm saying, he may or may not, I don't know enough about him to give you an opinion on that.
Could you have the ability to look up the ordinance and see what the qualifications are, and remind us all what the qualifications are?
I'll read you the language here.
I take it, man,
I try to keep things at the ready. Persons experienced in the fields of public safety, construction, architecture, engineering, hydrology, or other qualifications that are necessary or appropriate to conducting the mission of the task force. There was definitely a broad ending at that one.
Well, I mean, I'm like you, I don't have enough information here, excuse me, Commissioner, based on what I've been given to see if it meets any of those criteria. I mean, I know he's not an engineer because he said he had some college courses, so he's not a licensed engineer. And I'm not trying to be against Mr. Sanchez. I'm sure he's a great guy. I don't know him personally. I know the company worked for him, they've always been good to me. And always went above and beyond what I had called. I've been to Plateau since they opened up their cell phone business. Back when Lincoln was president. This is a very, very important thing. And we're, because I'm not an engineer. We don't have an engineer sitting here. And so we're going to depend on those guys to give us the information we need to build out from this flood and to make some attempt at protecting the city in the future if such an event ever happens again. And it's not clear to me, based on what the small amount of information I have, that he's really the guy for the job. That's my personal problem, and I don't know if anybody else feels that way or not, but there's some of these things, and the next planning and zoning, we'll get into it in a minute, but I don't know anything about the background of the company real well. That he worked for, I think that's great. I think he's a good guy. I salute him. Could call his name in the hat, but is this really the place for him? Who recommended it? Mike is here. But I mean, I'm going to call one of his references at sufficient time. Find out a little more about this individual.
Well, I just point out, I don't know how many counselors have recommended anybody for this position. I mean, you look at it, I don't vote on that bill unless on the flood recovery task force unless it's a tie. And so, I go by on, people recommend somebody to me, I look at it, go for it. I don't know how many councilors have recommended anybody for a position on it.
I've recommended 3 for this, and you've voted 2.
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, is it?
I'm not kicking.
Well, and I mean, I don't know, a lot of us don't have a lot of expertise in all the different areas, and just like the cemetery board, gosh, I'm not gonna get into your qualifications here in the cemetery, but you did a pretty good job of it.
It's the best I could, so I had.
And, so, I don't mind, I would like to have more recommendations from every counselor, from their district. and we should put a sign on here what district they're from. I mean, I mean, that's just, I don't mind, I'd be glad to have more information, yes, ma'am.
But he's not the only one, so he wouldn't be there, because how many people are on this task force? So even if he was, you know, there, it doesn't, there's somebody on there that knows what the conference is, should know, so I don't feel like it'll be necessarily that bad if we need it in the year, or that he doesn't. Or that he could, I think, based on, I looked at his application too, you know, it's fitting, but like I said, there's other people on the board to cover those things that you might be concerned about. It is very important. And I'm sure there's somebody that's been on the board longer that understands that could, you know, there be some people that do you know any engineers that want to sit on the board? Do you know any constructors that want to get off the job and, you know, be on the board? So, we have a lot of interest, I guess. I only saw two, but there's going to go to, when they're on the application for that.
Well, we've got one engineer and one water guy. And I can't remember what the other two things are.
So I think your concern would be covered. I don't have any problems with this, Mr. Michael. I actually know him. And I'm not, because I know I'm not saying that because I know him. I just feel like there's other people on the board that this one person coming on shouldn't throw it off or anything like that. And he did offer some valuable information. He doesn't just sit at the desk, just he goes out in the field. That's my concern. I think he'd be fine because you have to have the other ones to cover that kind of stuff.
Who are the board members on the flood recovery task force?
I don't have the Chris Cortez.
Gordon Patton, Mike Espiritu, Brian Hotman, and Chris Cortez.
And if we're worried about district, then I think almost all of those people are in North and Second Street. But I mean, that's just Brian Holland is the flood commissioner, you've got Chris who's the city councilor, and he also knows all kinds of stuff about water. So there's a good balance, I think, on the thing. Espiritu knows, and the Espiritu's been the one that helped us develop every business site around town, and he knows what you have to have. That's why, you know, he knows what Amazon had to have on their computers and internet and you know, all the stuff they had to make Amazon a site, and he's helped us push business-ready sites. So, I mean, I think Spiritu's, his recommendation, I think, is something that's worthwhile. But, you know, the internet is a very important part of a business plan and of flood recovery and how we've recovered from the flood and how we go on communicate during a flood. Whatever. Any further questions? Well, would Councilman Corbin, do you care to make a motion, or do you?
Oh, I'll make the motion, that's the job. Mr. Mayor, I move that we recommend to the flood recovery task force Michael Sanchez.
Second.
And motion by Councilman Corbin. Second, by Councilor Moore. And any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Other two?
Aye.
One more?
Aye.
Okay, by a vote of 10, the affirmative, none in the negative. Item 20 is duly passed. Next we have item 21. And this is the planning and zoning for the recommendation of the appointment of planning and zoning commission of Marcus Gonzalez for a 4-year period from June 12th to March 31st. Marcus is a retired police officer, state police officer. He lives kind of downtown, and expressed some interest in this position.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say. He was to me, I've known him for a long time. He's a very level-headed person. Yeah. And I thought it'd be good. He understands the areas of the community, on crime rates and anything else, and other activities that go on in the community. He understands an awful lot about the issues that go on in your community. Yeah, he does his homework.
Well, in addition to your background on Marcus, he's fixing to go work for the school district and do their security stuff for the also the school district.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councilor Gorman.
You know, we're on the cusp, I think, of adopting our new master plan for the city. And I know this guy. He's a fine police officer. And, but I don't know what he knows about planning and zoning. Because one of the things we're gonna do, I suspect, is after we adopt this master plan, we're gonna be spending a great deal of time on reviewing our zoning, our planning, and looking at our building codes and all sorts of stuff. It's gonna kind of push us in that area that we really need to make a real serious look at. I know this guy. He's a fine officer. He was a patrol officer when I was a judge. Always came prepared. Good guy. I mean, I'm just thinking that maybe we need to take a closer look at some of these applicants for some of these boards. Some of them require a little more knowledge than others. I mean, when I started running the cemetery, Judge said, "You're gonna run the cemetery." I go, "Well, thank you. I don't know the first thing about running the cemetery." So I learned on the fly. And so I know there's other people who are capable of doing that. And I know Marcus he's a sharp guy. Last time I talked to him, I didn't know he retired. But he was working narcotics last time I talked to him. Walked up to me, I didn't even recognize him. This guy is, you're right about that. Till he said hi, and then I knew exactly who it was. So I'm just saying that we need to find as highly qualified people as we can to fill some of these positions. And I know it's hard, Mayor. Not easy to find people that'll volunteer their time. And some of these boards take a lot of time. And I know the flood task force is gonna take a whole lot of time before they get through their deliberations. And rightfully so, it's a big project. You know, we got $250 million worth of damage, plus whatever we can do to mitigate the next cycle, whatever that is. Planning and zoning, I suspect, is gonna have an opportunity to look at all the different zones and laws that will give us some input. I don't know that. We don't have to take any of the recommendations. I understand that too. But sometimes it's easier to fine tune a recommendation than make it up from scratch on your own. Well, that's all I'm gonna say about that, somebody else may have something.
Madam Clerk, if you would, on all the appointments to the city, if you would please send an email to every councilman and ask them for recommendations to be appointed. And please, if they have any recommendations, please state their qualifications. So it would help us try to pick someone that is, meets the needs. It's very hard to tell what, people tend to volunteer for things that they know a lot about. And, you know, I mean, that's just it, but, I mean, I don't profess to know where every person lives. I don't have a map with where every person lives. I don't know that there's anything that says what ward anybody's in on the application. So, in a way, some of our lines get drawn in here on wards, it gets to be a real strange. So, it's hard to find. But I would welcome any recommendations, but if you send out a letter of any openings we have, and we'll just make a notebook and who recommends what their qualifications are. If you don't mind, I don't have any problems looking at it, but I don't know all the people in town. And I don't know who else is qualified for what, so.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, there's vacancies out on our website of the positions that are open, and we don't get a whole lot of applications, so.
I know,
The
but that's
vacancies
what.
are out there.
So it's not like we're picking between two people.
Right.
Sometimes it's the only one there. It's kind of like in a box at a cemetery. You know, there's only one guy that's really involved. You know, and, but anyway, you cover it up.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I like your idea of sending it out to the councilors and they know how.
Sure.
You know, Mr. Mayor, we might look at some of these positions and some of these boards. Maybe we don't need all these positions. Maybe we need to send it to legal. They don't have much to do. Let them sort through it. And see if we really need all these citizen groups. I mean, they're great to have. I'm proud of every one of them stand up and work for free, because that's what they're doing. They're working for free. Trying to help Roswell be a better place. I get that. But we may have a bunch of them that, do we really need input from this particular section? This particular idea? I don't know. I haven't looked at them.
You know, Councilor Corn, I only get to appoint to the committees that you all pass and put before me. So if you take it away, that's all right. I won't do any appointments.
Well, I'm just.
And that's all I'm saying is that I only, what, you have the ability to make committees and take them away. I don't.
I understand.
So.
That was a challenge.
Yes, we're working on 8 o'clock.
If, you have the second motion.
Are you through are you through Councilor Corn? Are you?
Oh, are you?
Oh, you okay, Councilor Professor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You know, I certainly appreciate the comments of Councilor Corn, but again, as it has been said, it's hard to recruit individuals. But the way I see it, if they're interested, in my opinion, they should be given an opportunity. And if they don't work out, we also have the ability to unappoint them through council. And so, you know, if somebody is truly interested, especially if they go into the website and they fill out an application with nobody recommending them, then I would say give them an opportunity. And I know that there's a couple of commissions like the cemetery and the planning and zoning, those are state mandated. So you don't really have a lot of choices in those two commissions. But, you know, and Roswell is not a big town. So, you know, the number of people that will step up is very limited, so. And I know you wanna get the best qualified individuals, but sometimes you only get one individual, and thank God that there's other individuals in that commission or committee that throughout their term there, they will get some kind of knowledge of what they're serving or what they sign up for. So those are my 2 cents. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And if this council wants me to pick between all the qualified applications that come in and have them, so put them all up together and see, I'll do that.
Well,
But that's all I'm saying.
that's your job. You.
I understand that, but there aren't a lot of applications of people interested in serving. Not everybody, wants to run a cemetery.
I got that. Not everybody wants to be a city councilor or mayor either. You know?
We had a whole bunch of guys for mayor last time.
2, 3, the same percent.
Well, it was all fun.
Well, I'm just trying to make a point that I think this is a great way to do business, if council takes it to deal with one question.
And I'm sure
I was ready, so.
Okay. So, you're the senior member sitting up here, yes?
Senior times.
Time and service, does that make you feel a little better?
Not really, but.
I don't know if you're bragging or complaining.
Neither one.
So how many people have been fired by the city council in your tenure?
None. Because there haven't been a lot of people stepping up to.
Yeah, well.
If you look at the cemetery commission, for instance, there have been a lot of times that they have not had a quorum in order to have a meeting.
Oh, I remember.
And the same thing with the Parks and Rec. You know, right now, I don't know how many they have, 6 or 7, and they're struggling to have quorums.
Okay. Well, they are learning something, man. You ready for motion?
Please. Please make it, Mayor Pro Tem.
You ready?
Yeah, yes, if you motion for item 22, Council Corbin, you make a motion and we'll give you a second.
21, fair.
21.
We recommend Marcos Gonzalez to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay. And it's second by where? Council Brew, Any further discussion? Clerk, call the roll. No. All right. Well,
Just do a voice vote.
yes. Oh, gosh. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Other two? One more?
One aye.
One more? Did you both vote on the wayward children?
Yes, we both voted aye.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody got pushed out of the car.
By vote 10, affirmative none negative, item 21 is duly passed. Resolutions. Next, we have resolution 22, the adoption of resolution 26-29, authorizes schedule for the submittal of the fiscal year 2028 2032 infrastructure capital improvement plans. Councilman Johnson. Make a motion.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution adoption of authorizing the submittal of fiscal year 28 through 2032. It's
Infrastructure Capital Improvement Plan, ICIP.
Motion by Counselor Johnson, is there a second? Second was by Counselor Cameron. Any further discussion? Or you vote, Counselor? Mr. Manager, did you care to enlighten us on?
No, Mr. Mayor, just some quick background, but I think everybody here has been to this rodeo. The state requires us to submit our top 5 priority list of these capital improvement things. This year, we went ahead and followed the ordinance, which provides that the infrastructure committee shall propose capital improvement plans. As such, they suggested the 5 and sent them to council. Procedurally speaking, we're not using stickers. There were too many complaints from the office of the mayor about not being able to vote, and I have to report to him periodically, as you are aware. So the way we would do this, if you don't like something on the top 5, you would simply move to remove an item, so say number 1, and replace it with anything on the list that you would prefer. And then if there's a second, you'd vote and we move on. So it's that's how you would do it if you have any changes, and if not, you can just approve it as it is. Thank you.
3 to 5.
Councilman Hildebrand.
So the.
Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Number 1 is a water transmission pipes replacement for $9.5 million. Number 2 is small pipe replacements at $2.5 million. Number 3 would be large pipe replacement at $10 million. Number 4 is flood damage generic for $15 million. And number 5 is City Hall deferred maintenance. I'll say that management strongly pushed for 2, 4, and 5. The $2.5 million small pipe, the idea there is that that amount of money is about what we can burn through, what we anticipate being able to use with our new pipe laying team for 12 to 18 months. You usually get better ICIP money if you have less that you have not spent. So we're trying very hard to spend our ICIP money quickly as soon as it hits. Flood damage repairs, while $15 million will not be funded, that actually covers a lot of items that are in our ICIP list otherwise and can be plugged in as needs are met. And then finally, City Hall deferred maintenance. That one, we need a new elevator at City Hall. We got an estimate at 190 right now. We know it will go up. And there's some other improvements that we need to make along with that. It's an ADA requirement, and we'd prefer to be compliant with that sort of thing when possible.
Councilman Hildebrand.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Langton, these are for 28, which is really 2 years out.
This money would hit in fiscal 28, so it would be July of 12 months from now. So this is what the legislature will look at in January.
Yeah, so we wouldn't see this money until July.
Yeah, and then typically September or October is when it would be released. So another 14 months at service.
So we're 2 years out.
Yeah, a year and a half. Yeah.
Where are we on our current ICIP requests? Did you guys match those up where we're at with those? And have we spent everything that we've done there?
Yes, so if you were to.
Your ICIP money, they'll frown on you. Yeah, they won't give you more, and I wanted to know where we're at with our current.
So that's a tricky question. I don't have in front of me the actual raw amount of money that we have left.
Did you present that to the committee?
Yeah. We went through every single ICIP item, identified how they were open, if they've been funded already. So you'll see that, and some of them have larger price tags, but are partly funded in certain ways. So if you go to page 173 of your packet, and James, if you're still here, feel free to help me out at your convenience. A good example is like the rack terminal expansion. So we have, that is there, it's partly appropriate because we got 2 million for those rack improvements. Similarly, the airport event site is pretty much closed out, but because we haven't finished every single piece of, actually, I think we're all done with that. So that one, when this document was created, was not open, but that 18 million would be closed. And then other ones are still open and we're kind of indeterminately there. So an example of that would be number 71, the Roswell Corridor Wayfaring design. This was something done before any of our times. They got a bunch of money to make signs, but they want the city to just take them and maintain them in perpetuity, and there's no money for that. So But yeah, on the whole, we're doing a much better job of burning through the money. The outstanding items right now are tied to parks tied to parks. What takes us longer to finish up is the stuff we don't ask for. So.
Yeah, I remember we had some,
Yeah, so we have.
lighting, issues that we didn't ask for, or apparently, I don't know whether we asked for them or not, but.
Well, so lighting was always on our list.
Right.
Like, we're happy to take it, but it was definitely not on our top 5.
No, and you don't get a choice.
Correct.
It's on your list, it's the legislatures are gonna pick and choose no matter whether you call them your top 5 or not, is that correct?
Pretty much.
And so, my other question is, when I see these large numbers like 9.5 million, you know the legislature's not gonna give you $9.5 million.
Yes, this was something that was discussed by the city engineer and myself at committee. That sweet spot is 1 to 3, maybe 5 million, depending max. So yeah, we recommended smaller projects. The committee wanted to emphasize the importance of pipe replacement. From my perspective, 1 and 3 can be problematic though, because if we only get $1 million for large pipe replacement, we can't economically do a large pipe. So, yeah, in that.
With item number 1, I mean, water transmission, if you only get $1 million from them.
Yeah, and.
What are you gonna do with $1 million?
That's exactly, not a ton.
You know,
And I guess I'd also note too, that the Water Trust Board exists for projects like this. We're gonna have 2 $10 million applications into the water trust. We have one already, we're finishing up one right now.
let me ask you this then. Items, the water transmission pipe replacement for 9.5 million and the large pipe replacement for 10 million, can those be done through the Water Trust Board?
Yes.
And we have an application in for both of those, or will have,
We have an application in for one.
for one of them.
We're doing.
Can we put an application in for the second one?
We'll be able to apply again in January.
Which one?
Both items.
Which one do we have an application for?
I think we've got one in for the large pipe replacement right now, the 10 million.
Yeah.
That's already.
Sorry, so the 9.5 million water transmission, we applied to the Water Trust Board for that last year. We were not selected. We can reapply in January. And January is when they opened 4 applications. So that's when we could apply for the other $10 million large pipe replacement.
It just needs to be on our list, is all, for the ICFT list.
Correct.
Now, tell me about the large pipe replacement. Did we already apply for that one as well?
No, sir.
Oh, we had a request in for $10 million from the Water Trust Board.
Right, that was the water transmission pipe.
That was it, and they rejected it?
Correct, and we can reapply in January.
Okay. So let me ask you, Councilor and Senator, when you see these, when you were out there in Santa Fe, you see these large numbers, how did you treat them? Because that's what we're asking for, or our representatives in Santa Fe to fund us these large numbers. And are we just wasting our time by putting them in our top 5? And then they're gonna pick some items like lighting again or whatever, but we really don't have as much supply need or so I'm calling on your Santa Fe expertise to help.
So the House always does the funding first for the budget.
So then, the speaker listen to the ex-House member.
Well, I would give him a chance.
Don't worry, the Senate has plenty of opportunity to bend it. But generally what happens on these big ticket items is that you will get, depending on how prepared you are, if you've got a packet and you've already got the blending done, it improves your chances of getting some money. And water lines and sewer lines are kind of like streets. If you have enough money to build a mile, go build your mile. If you got, $10 million water line, I don't know what it's gonna cost because things keep growing in size, but maybe that builds you a mile of water line. And, you just go as far as you can go and you tap into your old system and cross your fingers and hope it doesn't blow out on you until you get the next $1 million. But generally, it's been my experience, and they've changed things around a lot. since I was up there, but once you get started down the money trail and you're using the money appropriately, then the chances of getting continued appropriation for that project is enhanced. No warranties, it just works better if you spend the money and you get the job done as much as you can. And like some things we've already got planned, some things we don't have planned. So there's our planner, so we could maybe get those 5 things or 5 top items, get something scribbled out between now and January. Not that I don't think you have plenty of other things that need to be done. I'm not trying to add to your list, your misery. But because when we were up there, we built the university, built oil field training center, we built the performing arts, we built the OC building, and did I think did the student union and the bookstore at one point. And we never got a big enough check to get it all done at one time, but we kept getting it a little bit at a time until we got it. And sometimes we could start construction, and sometimes we had to wait for the next year to get enough money to even start the construction.
Sometimes shovel-ready stuff usually gets, if you have your engineering, that's real important to have your engineering done and be ready. Shovel-ready makes a lot of difference in that. And you can, if our legislators get together and work together on things, that's how, Senator Engel and I, and we got Highway 70 funded from all the way from Alamogordo to Amarillo. And we got that done by getting together, working together, and even with Wendell Chino, and we worked with mayors and everybody else all the way along the way for what it does. And that's a real important thing. There are some problems that happen when you have, when they divide districts, and you have some extremely poor districts, and then you put in part of the city in there, and you know, if you elect a representative from the real poor areas, that I mean, it's just, you know, Dexter and Hagerman and Lake Arthur are very economically depressed communities, and so they have an awful lot of needs in there on their water and everything else. So a lot of times they get things, but we've had some very significant needs, I think, in our wastewater plant. In fact, during the Super Bowl or something, we got shut down, or almost, we had ran out of power and everything else, and had a huge wreck there. But we've got some changes in where we've bought the other farm, we've got that stuff done so we can move on down the road to improve so that should help us an awful lot when we go to these grant places and ask for more money, because we've got we've invested a significant amount of money. We've got the land there to where we can do something with the water and go down the road, so that'll help us a lot. The one thing we have got to get a plan together to show the damage that was done to this community when the base moved out of here. I mean, that we are so far behind on our water pipe, and all our water pipe is way out of date. And if you turn around and you look about, sewers and stuff, and you look about the water pipe getting the water there, when the water leaks, we have some issues too. You gotta remember, everybody's come in there on top of all these water lines and sewer lines that are down there. They put in internet and every gas lines, everything else Tom, Dick, and Harry wanted to put in the ground. They put them in there, and they're on top, and it makes it extremely difficult to change lines and to move them. So we have some significant increases there with problems that are going on there. I can't tell you that why I put that pipe in my office if you look at the thickness of that galvanized pipe or cast iron pipe. And what Councilor Johnson broke over there at the highway department, that was a steel line. And, as I recall, and, there's just that's to the other water tank. It's our reserve water tank. If something happens to the two big ones that the other council didn't fix from 2011. We have a lot of deferred maintenance but if we get this in, fine, we have got to go to Washington and ask for megabucks to do our water system. And not to mention that when you look, we have one of our neighbors downtown that has some significant sewer issues because the sewer lines are collapsing because they weren't made out of strong enough pipe. That's it. Okay. Will, go down to Kevin.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So part of Councilman Hildebrands' question, which is a very legitimate question, because sometimes we end up having rogue elected officials, sometimes we have rogue legislators that end up making decisions on things that we don't need to put forth in this ICIP. I mean, we have a splash pad over here, we have ballpark lights, we're about to finish, I hope here within the next 9 months, the Lions Hondo new, but those were things that we didn't ask for, but a senator decided he wanted to appropriate those funds for us to do that. The one thing I would say about our ICIP list is that the work that is done by the mayor and by our current city manager and those that actually go up to Santa Fe to lobby our legislators to get the things that we need for our infrastructure for this community. That's really, I mean, we can put $40, $45 million on here all we want, but they're going to be the ones, or they want some of us to go along with to sell to our legislators. But it's got to be a reasonable amount of money because they don't have that much money to distribute. So we have to make sure that we pick and choose the right things to put on this ICIP list and put them to work during the legislative session to make sure that we get the funds that we need for Roswell. So to your question, yeah, things that aren't even on here will show up because you have somebody who's out there asking for, and the legislator decides to appropriate those funds.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Anyway, thank you for the question.
Councilor Court, before we for a second one, Councilor Halverson has requested to speak, and so has Councilor Arnold. So Councilor Halverson.
Yeah, first off, I'm sorry to just over to committee, you want to speak in your microphone, so we can't hear what you're saying right now. So, the question is, what is the chance of us getting a $10 million project from the legislature?
We can't understand you, so you're gonna have to get closer to your phone and talk slowly.
Mr. Mayor, she asked, what are the chances of getting a $10 million project? In my experience, it's close to zero.
Yeah.
Okay, then I would like to make an amendment that item number 3 be removed. It would replace it with item number 82, which is the property acquisition for fire station 1, which is a more realistic number to approve.
Council, were you all able to hear that?
Yeah, you want us to go to 82?
Yes, number 82, which is a $600,000 acquisition of the land adjacent to Fire Station 1.
That would be a good idea.
Page 172.
We can vote on this all day long.
So we said we're not going to go out.
It's not gonna go down the list and pick something for you. Try to put items that you think will fund on top of the list. then you got a better chance of having what you're trying to get done here.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor, there is a motion on the table, so you need to request a second or it'll die for lack of a
Okay,
second.
we have a motion to replace the council, Halverson moved to replace item 3, the $10 million appropriation with item 82, which is the proposition for, property acquisition for the, fire station 3 for parking. It says station 1. They have a motion, is there a second? Hearing none, the motion dies for lack of a second. Okay. Well, you gotta talk up.
She said second.
Okay. So who's seconding it, Councilman Arnold?
Yeah.
All right, so, okay, it was a motion and a second by Councilman Arnold. Is there any further discussion? Is there any further discussion?
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
You know, I noticed, these are large ticket items, and we did talk about these extensively. And we all had the same consensus that, the city of Roswell needs water lines replaced, and we need them replaced sooner than later. And, yeah, there's no doubt these are big ticket items, but, I mean, the possibility of even reducing these or even the possibility of these getting phased in is these are shelf ready to go work. This is work ready to go right now. All we need to do is get the funding, we go to work. I get it. I mean, I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, with these ICIP programs. I put in multi-million-dollar ones and I've received them, but I've been in a different capacity. I'm not sure about these. My experience with these are limited. I just heard the city manager say pretty much 0%. I mean, but once again, are these phase projects? Are these eligible phase projects? We do, 2.5 this year, 2.5 next year. I don't know, Mr. McCornack, I'm not sure if you know. I mean, this is all new to me, but at the same time, I think our critical needs are lays within our water infrastructure. And that's exactly why it's on here right now. And that's exactly why we're pushing for it. I respect Councilor Hildebrand, Will, you guys are spot on. You guys know more about it than I do. If we're putting something out there that isn't gonna happen, now's the time to address it. But at the same time, can we reduce it? Can we, I just think it's a priority, but maybe not so much at that dollar amount.
Any further comments? Councilor Gass. You haven't spoken yet, Councilor Gass. You go first before Simon spoke.
So the girls can hear you.
When, we talked about this in our infrastructure, we said our biggest needs are water, infrastructure, and roads, and that's where we came up with this stuff. If we're gonna replace something, I think you've gotta have a need. First of all, if it's a need in water, like maybe number 4 is a water line, we've gotta do anything we can to repair our water infrastructure. And I think if you're gonna replace something, you have to do something you have to have right now. I don't know that we have to have parking or not right now, but I'd rather fix some water line project. The other alternative, if I was gonna go to something else, we have to buy police cars every year. We have to. If we don't get it here, we're going to, and so if you put the police cars in there, which I know we've budgeted for some in next year, then when you get that money, if you get it from here, then you can take that out of the budget, you can put it to water line, so you're really getting money for a water line anyway. So if I were gonna replace one of these larger numbers, but I know in the past that we've had, and I only know Boone and Murphy and Azell's positions are giving us money. Is there a 4th one? Whoever it is, if there is a 4th one, you know, we can lobby them to go together and get us, if they each get, you know, if they each can give us a certain amount of money, we can get a large and significant amount of money toward the $9.5 million toward a water line project that we really have to have. Or to the $10 million water line project that we really have to have. And I think the urgency of water lines outweighs anything else. And if you replace it with a water line or replace it with something like police cars that we budgeted for, and so if we get this money, we can move that into the budget and put it to water lines. So, thank you.
Mr. Mayor, just to clarify, this money would be for 2 fiscals from now.
2 years now.
Yeah, so the legislature would appropriate it in January, and then it would hit in fiscal 28.
Right, so in like October of 28 maybe.
Right, so we wouldn't be able to change this year's budget.
Oh, I see. But police cars are gonna be in, we've gotta buy 7 or 8 or whatever police cars every year. Because they're only 5 years and we've got, I don't know how many, 60 or 70 or whatever.
Councilman Hildebrand for the second time.
Yeah. James, could you tell me what the South Washington, I know we got a motion on the floor, but I want to understand what the South Washington reconstruction is.
Repaving a piece of South Washington.
It's a repavement job.
Yeah.
How big of an area is it? Do you recall?
I apologize, I didn't bring that paperwork with me.
To me, that's an infrastructure item right there. And if we did put it on the ICIP list, how long do you think it would take for you to get there using your normal? Would you get there by 28 if we don't put it on the ICIP list?
Probably not.
You wouldn't get there, would you?
No.
So, but to me, that's a real infrastructure move, so.
Mr. Mayor.
And let me ask also, the city manager, when is this list due to be turned in? Is it imminent? Do we have to make this decision tonight?
July 1. So you could definitely meet before that. Last year it was July 15. The year before that was July 15. The year before that it was September or October. Apparently they need a lot of time to process a list of 5 up in Santa Fe.
So we really haven't had a lot of time to put through this.
No, we didn't find out that it got, usually, you can recall last year, this went through everybody because we had a lot more time, and then we were expecting it to be after the next city council, and then we got hit with the date change, which is why we're discussing it in June instead of the July meeting.
Thank you.
Any further comments?
Mr. Mayor, Councilor Halverson and Arnold want to speak again.
Okay, Councilor Halverson.
Mr. Mayor, Councilor Arnold, and I just wanted to reiterate a couple of points. The concept of replacing our water pipes has been at the forefront of our minds for about 5 years now. The focus of getting fiscal support to get those actually completed is very similar to what we've had to do with public safety and the flood. I do not believe that this is a realistic approach for actually tackling that amount of funding. And that's why I think allocating it towards local projects is a lot more realistic in getting it accomplished. I really think water lines are absolutely imperative. This is just not the correct approach to get it done. Also, I would say if you've driven down Richardson and First and Walnut, you would find those streets are blocked off. People can't pass through because there isn't enough parking at this time of week to add an ambulance service. And therefore, we really need to be thinking about extending that because we're approaching the program there. And that's why this is going to fit into that. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilor, that was Councilor Arnold.
Correct.
Yes. So Councilor Halverson, did you care to answer on this?
I just wanted to say, I understand the water pipes get been replaced, but I think we are sitting at realistic trying to get this done through the ICA. So I want to put in a project forward that's realistic, that might more likely a chance to get done. So thank you.
And any further comments? I would just tell you, I would not support changing the $10 million, and it's strictly because this is a public safety issue on the delivery of the water, the conditions of our pipe, and the ages of our pipe. We have over $161 million worth of needs, 161 miles of 12-inch, 10-inch, and 8-inch pipe that need to be replaced right now. It's 85 years old, its useful life is 40 years. I'm sorry, I think this makes a statement that if we can get 10 million from the legislature, and they gave us some money, 5 million, we could go to Congress and say, you need to match, at least match that, or give us 5 or 6 times that. Because I think it's that important to make a statement here of what we need. I don't think we can get too far by, with funding parking for Fire Station 1. I understand there's a problem there, and we have to build more buildings and things there, and I understand that, and I drive Fire Station 1. Walnut's been blocked off for a month already, or 6 weeks already for me, and I used it every day, 2 or 3 times. So I understand that, and I think we have got to make a statement that we need water more than anything else that we have. Thank you. Okay. Is there any further comments? All right. So I'm done. Everybody's done. Okay. We have a motion on the floor by Councilor Howerson, second by Councilor Arnold, to change the $10 million item, was it number 3, or large pipe replacement, item number 19, to change that with item number 82 for 82, which is for $600,000 for parking at the fire station. Okay, that is the motion. If the clerk can call the roll.
Counselor Hildebrand?
No.
Counselor Marujo?
No.
Counselor Johnson?
No.
Counselor Gass?
No.
Counselor Arnold?
Yes.
Counselor Cavan?
No.
Counselor Halverson?
Yes.
Counselor Corn?
No.
Counselor Moore?
No.
Counselor Oropesa?
No. By a vote of 8 to 2, the motion fails. So we're back on the original motion. So we have on Counselor motion by Counselor Johnson, second by Counselor Cavan.
Question, Mr. Mayor.
Counselor Hildebrand.
I gotta ask the question for City Hall with Ford Main. Do you think your elevator's gonna last till 28? I mean, it's gotta be repaired before 28.
We plan to hire a team of 3 to 4 very strong individuals, and they will be pulling the. Yeah, the short answer is.
It's not your budget, so I
Yeah.
don't know where you're gonna hire them.
Oh, well.
You can hire them while you want.
Well, we got public affairs. They're pretty good people. No, I think we've been making it work, and that's what we.
You're gonna be faced to get that done before 28.
Potentially. I guess I do not know enough about elevator maintenance. This is what facilities asked for. So.
You can ask the governor's, emergency funds.
I don't know.
Or,
Yeah, like that's the.
accessibility, and if, and you know, if Councilor Cord uses that for stand-up coffin, you know, we could be part of his, cemetery business.
I know Council Cord does, as you say.
You're the one that uses.
Well, I just question that being in the top 5, when that elevator has gotta be, something gotta be done for 28. And why would you wanna put it on this list?
But we can get that from the legislature too, just as easily.
So my feeling is, as this council, I'm gonna read.
What do you want to put on instead?
Well, I would go with the South Washington reconstruction. That's an infrastructure move. So, Mayor, I would like to make a motion to remove the City Hall deferred maintenance from the top 5 and replace that with item number 61, South Washington reconstruction. Which, that's not my word, but it's in the city.
How much is this out?
300,000.
I don't know what number it is.
Oh, 61.
I'll second.
Alright, so we have a motion to replace
City Hall.
Number 7.
City Hall deferred maintenance. Item, what was it, item
61.
79.
Item 2, City Hall deferred maintenance. Item 5, we're gonna change that to item 62.
61.
61, okay. Okay, that's the motion. It was made by Councilor Hildebrand, seconded by Councilor Gatt.
Fix the line.
Okay. Okay, comments from councilors. Councilors, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't really recall, because I think it was discussed at the infrastructure committee meeting, but the purpose, and I'm not sure who made the recommendation for the 250,000. If I remember correctly, it was made because it was a smaller amount. It had more of a possibility of being approved. Do you remember, Councilor Johnson?
I think that's right.
Yeah, I do, and also, the ADA compliance part of it, you know?
Yeah.
We are definitely out of compliance as we speak.
Yeah. We'll ask to fund it this year, but
Well,
that's up to you.
This is 2.5 years out. This needs to happen pretty much now versus.
The money would hit in 15 months.
But we did it in 0 months.
I mean, it's working today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's working now?
Work for them. It's tough.
I know it's working. I thought it was done. It's working. It's working.
Councilor Court gets stuck, and then we get a emergency appropriation and get him out.
Are you finished? I'm finished, Councilor.
Councilor, yes,
Do you have any further to say there? I think you guys got.
so, yes, any further comments? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion to replace item 5 with item 61, which is replacing deferred maintenance on the City Hall, deferred maintenance there with the item 61 is the Washington Street construction. If the clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Hildebrand?
Aye.
Councilor Marujo?
Yeah.
Councilor Johnson? Councilor Gass?
Yes.
Councilor Arnold? Councilor Arnold, can you hear me?
We're still here. Yes, I'm trying to decide how I feel. I can't pass, so no.
Councilor Cavan?
Why not? Yes.
Councilor Halverson?
No.
Councilor Corn?
Yes.
Councilor Moore? No. Councilor Oropesa?
No.
By a vote of 6-4, motion passes.
We should vote against the damn things, we can't vote.
Move to reconsider.
Come on, no guts. Change your vote. You wanna see how I vote? Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna change my vote to no.
He's changed his vote to no. So it's a tie.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, he asked for it, so.
Well, you do whatever you want, people, I'm all right.
You get vote down there every once in a while.
You got those stickers this year, so you get to vote.
Yeah.
All right, so now that means, Madam Clerk, the council being evenly divided?
Is it 5-5?
Yes, sir.
It is 5-5. I vote no.
Thanks, Will.
Time is up, it's 8:15. Okay, we'll keep moving right along here. Okay, we're back on the original motion now. On the original motion by Councilor Johnson and seconded by Councilor Chapman. Seeing no further comments, or clerk will call the roll.
Counselor Hildenbrand?
No.
Say what it is again.
What's the original motion?
What it is. Oh, no changes to it.
Just to pass it the way
Oh,
it is. Councilor Hildebrand was
No.
okay.
Counselor Marujo?
No.
Counselor
Yes.
Johnson? Counselor Gass?
Yes.
Sorry. Counselor Arnold?
No.
Counselor Cavan?
Yes.
Counselor Halverson?
Yes.
Counselor Corn?
Yes.
Counselor Moore?
yes.
Counselor Oropesa?
Yes.
My motion is 7-3, the motion passes.
I vote 7-3, resolution 26-29 for the adoption of 26-29, authorizing the submittal of the financial year 2028 third infrastructure ICIP plan. It's to be passed. Next we go. Item 23. Proposed ordinance 26-05, authorized advertising for public hearing, for authorizing the issuance of industrial revenue bonds for the Gallagher Solar project and the execution of the bond purchase agreement indenture. These sublease. Councilor Cavan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion for the proposed ordinance 26-05 to authorize to advertise for a public hearing on proposed ordinance 26-05, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of industrial revenue bonds, Gallagher Solar LLC project, and execution bond purchase agreement indenture, lease and sublease.
Second. Made by motion, Councilor Cavan, second by Councilor Johnson. Is there any further discussion? Councilor? Did everyone understand it, okay? So this, we probably need to call the roll on this, we don't? Voice vote? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay, we have a motion, a vote no by Hildebrand and Councilor Moore voted no.
She did.
Is there any other no votes? Any other no votes?
No.
Who's that, Arnold?
It's me.
Alverson.
Yeah, Arnold.
Arnold is
Alverson's
no.
actually stepped out of the vehicle.
What? Arnold? Okay, and Allison, you're okay with it?
She stepped out of the building.
She stepped out of the meeting.
Okay, then she will be absent.
Yes.
All right, by a vote of 6 in the affirmative, 3 in the negative. Item ordinance 26-05 has duly passed. Okay, next we have, to hold a public hearing, excuse me.
It's just a whole hearing.
This is just to hold a public hearing. Okay, next we have council comments for informational only. Are there any councilors here to bring up Councilor Corn in the elevator? Councilor Court.
I heard the name. I was gonna comment that, he's done. What used to happen was somebody would bring an idea and they had not a clue. And we'd give them planning money. They give them $25,000-$30,000 planning money. And they got home and nobody wanted the project, so the planning money sat there. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars of money that's sitting in Santa Fe. 9 billion?
Billion.
It's grown a lot. That's been allocated that nobody's ever come and got it. And since they've been working through the process, trying to figure out a way to get that done. One of those ways is to make sure that you spend the money that they get. And so it's important that if you've already got plans, then that's usually why it enhances your ability to lobby those ladies and gentlemen up there. And they ask you to shovel ready, you tell them yes. And then it enhances the opportunity you have to get funded. So that's the rest of the story.
Okay, any further council comments? Mr. City Manager, did you have any announcements or information only that you would like to give us?
Some of you all have an early wake-up time, so just two things. We are 76% staffed on the ambulance service, and it will be up and running at 8 a.m. on June 18th. We hope you don't have to use it. June 18th. We hope you don't have to use it. That's when the contract expires, and instead of paying them for 2 more weeks, we're ready to go. Similarly, TJ's not here, but she did get a $75,000 grant for tourism money the other day. So I just wanted to say kudos to her. Never hurts to get that. Otherwise, June is kind of quiet. We're just kind of closing up the finances, and we're going to get ready to go hard starting July 1.
Okay, Madam Clerk, what time are we supposed to be there in the morning for those that are going to
No later than 4:45.
no later than 4:45?
Where we meet at?
UFO,
You move the clock back 15 minutes.
it starts at 5 o'clock. They ask that you be there at 4:45 at the UFO museum.
Okay, is there anything else to come before the council? Council Taylor, you did, or Chief Taylor, you did, congratulations on your election. That was going to be good. I really look forward to seeing us, all the police agencies working together. And it'd be very similar. I think the county and the city are working together very well, and I appreciate getting all you all back together. So thank you very much, and our county secretary, the police, and everybody else together. Thank you. Anything else? Stand adjourned. Thank you very much. 8:15, 1:15.